Circle, which is a Mighty Networks alternative. Circle allows you to put modules onto Thinkific, just so you know. They actually work together with
Mm,
Thinkific. I think one
mm.
of them might be a ex-Thinkific person.
Oh, interesting. I
Hmm.
like that.
And they're pretty competitive with Mighty Networks. It's not, the UI is not quite as beautiful yet,
Mm,
but they have live, and I'm sure it's, our live is not really up to snuff yet on Mighty
mm,
Networks. But what they have that's really neat is you can take pieces of the community platform and put it on your WordPress site or your Thinkific pages. It's just right there on
mm.
the pages. So if you wanted to bring engagement to the course.
Wow. Because, oh, that's good. Because the only reason I had to go Thinkific, because I don't need it, but it's because of the behavior of the people, of the the people that are attracted to my work, is realized. So my approach to entrepreneurship is, it's not about me per se, it's about the people I'm hoping to serve and the journey they are on and their own mindset. Right.
Right.
So I use my design thinking background to understand them. So in my own research and experience and listening to people, and also how am I saying, the trend for me has shown that people want to start first. They might start on social, but they might start and land on individual courses. And the moment they experience an individual course, they're like, I want more. And then the more is, now you can join our group program. And then from the group program, they're like, I want more. And then it's going to be personalized. And the way I design my personalized programs, because I design for my own personality as well. I don't string people. I don't want to hold people for long. So I design my personalized programs as 8, 6, and 4 weeks program. So, and it's more structured around specific things we're going to cover each week. Because at the end of that 6 weeks, I want to set you free. I want to set myself free because I have so many other things I can be doing. So so everything I call it business by design. So everything that I do is strategic and by design, because I'm an entrepreneur as a decision I made for myself, and it has to fit into my lifestyle. Otherwise, well, I'll just go back to corporate is easy. So anyway, so what I also teach are those principles. So for example, I've seen that people just want to experience a course, and it's so easy. If I put the course, which I tried, I still have those courses, but I downgraded. I played around with housing courses on Mighty Network, but the moment they access the courses, they're seeing all these other activities, which can be distracting for people that are just there for the course. So on
Well,
Thinkific,
now, just so you know, it doesn't have to be that way. If you turn off your main lobby, and then no one else can talk there, and then you just put it all in courses as an offshoot.
here's the key. My lobby
That's
is
what
one,
we do.
but here's the thing. I wish I knew this 3 years. My lobby is 3 year old. I tried cleaning it up. It's one, if because I also asked Mighty Network team, like, because I didn't know I could move. You could actually move all your content by changing and moving into private group. I started that journey, but my lobby is 3 year old. How do you clean that thing up?
Right.
So the newer network is the entrepreneur and leadership. And I'll tell you, that's clean. That is clean, because I took the lessons learned from my first attempt with international trade, because I was just learning on the go. Like it's intense. It's all over the place. I'm still going to, like, later today, I have assignment to keep cleaning it up, because it's 3 years of so many things. And I didn't, but when I then launched the Entrepreneur and Leadership Academy, guess what happened? I love it so much, because I have applied, like, all the mistakes I made. It's now so clean. It's branding, my colors, the way I do, even my topics. My topics are small. When I was building the other one, lots of topics. Right.
Yeah.
So the newer one is so specific. Like, I condensed it. my groups are not like the other one has tons of groups. And what I don't like is it's not easy to deactivate group because it's tied to a payment sum, right? So yes, absolutely. It's easier for me to now do what you just said for a newer network
Right.
than an older one that has tons of content
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
so
actually
that's
shut as much possible off in my network because I realized that there's so much you can do, but people just get really confused. And so in the end, I only have courses. I turned off groups, but I call courses groups because you can just turn off the course part and then it's a group. And so I could eliminate that whole piece on the sidebar. I've turned off profession. I've turned off everything and started renaming it sort of what everyone else does, LinkedIn and Facebook, and just said, I'm just going to call it groups because that eliminates a barrier for people when they come in and go, where is everything? It's
mm.
just where you're used to finding it. You know, I fought it for so long. I don't like it. But I realized it's just people were getting so confused. And then my clients have they have their own coaching programs within my network and they can set up their course group, they get one bucket. And so they usually set up their coaching programs or their courses using the course. But you can then have the activity feed there. So they can have,
Wow.
if they want topics, they can have topics. If they want these things, they can do
Wow.
that. And
That's
so the piece that brings people together is if I'm building for you in my network, it has to be targeting women in midlife, right?
mm,
Because I can't have, well, as soon as you have men coming in, it's no longer women in midlife.
mm.
So I build if you're building for a different clientele, then I build off my network for you.
That's interesting. In fact, okay, my faith-based network is going through a rebrand because it was originally set up for women, but I'm expanding it now. And I'm going to,
I have
I'll
a lot
take,
of areas that I'd like to have men as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
because
And
what happened?
I don't know how I'll do that because I also do it. I do tech stuff as well. And a lot
Mm,
of that's male dominated and I like working with men, but I just can't let them into my women's network, even though my lobby's turned off
oh my,
because
so,
it just, everyone's, you still see the membership of
so,
people in the main network.
so what I decided to do is to completely, so it's a complete rebrand because when I was hosting my women's stuff, what I found was women were bringing their husbands. They were like, you need to hear this. And then when I'm hosting some conversations, the men will say, what about us?
Right.
So
Right.
I decided to now, so that's what I'm working through at the moment is completely shifting the ministry part to life,
Yeah.
right? And then so I'm broadening it up. I'm getting like a different domain. So I'm going to move the entire existing membership to a new domain because the current domain says women. It does say women, right? So to expand, so it's an expansion for me. It's not just a micro introduction of men. I'm completely changing my work to support, particularly because of the game plan that I just launched, the leadership program. What's happening is that it applies to both gender. So that work, I have grown. The key is that I have grown. My interests have grown. So my work has to reflect my growth.
Right.
So that's part of the personal development. And I tell people to in branding. This month, we did 4 series of branding. And what I told people, like what I shared with my members was this work, you need to revisit it again, say by the end of the year. Because if you tell the world who you are today, by the end of next year, if you grow and if you can create more services and more solutions for the people you're serving, you need to rebrand. You need to announce like, hey, we used to do this before. Now we're going to do more of, right? So I basically gave them the tools to do that rebranding. So I'm going through one myself. So that network was originally branded for women. Now I'm creating a new website because I have changed. It changed. It starts here first. I have decided I want to now expand to serve both gender, but we can still host specific conversations for women under that umbrella. That's
Yep.
what I'm going to broaden the main sites.
That's right.
But I can still create a different group for women, another
Yep.
group for men. So that's
Yep.
versus just keeping the end. So I'm actually in the middle of that rebrand right now. People haven't seen it because I'm doing that internal shift for myself. The other thing that I'm doing is I'm going to support that rebrand with a 12-week free group coaching, right? So it's going to be part of that launch. Is when I complete my rebrand, I'll now release a 12-week program. So I already have topics. So that will drive a new, fresh, it will ignite it will be used to attract the new group that's felt alienated before, like, oh, it's a women network, I'm not there. So I'm going to do a 12-week program, and it's going to be unisex, and the topics, so I'll release it each week. And